Hello everyone. Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about the code base migration. So I'm going to discuss how to migrate your code base from Visual Studio 2017 to Visual Studio 2019. Also, how to migrate the Specflow from 2.0 to Specflow version 3.0. Now, during the migration, there are certain things which we need to keep in our mind. First, we need to take the backup of our code base as we are doing the migration process. Certain things will give error or certain things may not work, so we need to refactor our code accordingly. Also, we are going to update certain NuGet packages, not all of them, only subset of some packages. So let me open my project inside the Visual Studio 2019. So the first thing which we are going to do is to update the extension for Specflow. So select the option as open a project or solution and open your Selenium WebDriver project. And wait for project to be loaded inside the Visual Studio 2019. Now just go to extension, manage extensions, select the online and search for Specflow. Select the extension and you can see here the extension is Specflow for Visual Studio 2019. Click on download. So once the download is completed, as you can see here, there is a message and the message says that the modification will begin when all the Microsoft Visual Studio windows are closed. That means we need to restart our Visual Studio. So click on close and close the Visual Studio. And now it will start the installation for Specflow extension. So just select modify. Click on close and open your Visual Studio. Open the project. After that, we are going to update the NuGet packages. So just do a right click on your project, manage NuGet packages, go to the updates tab and search for Specflow and update both the NuGet packages. So after this, again restart your Visual Studio. Open the project. So the second NuGet package which I'm going to update is for the MS test. As we know that we are using MS test framework for running our test. So again, do a right click on your project, manage NuGet packages, go to updates and search for MS test. So update this one. Also, just go to browse and again search for MS test and install the MS test adapter. Okay, again go to the updates. Scroll down and update the Selenium support as well as Selenium WebDriver package. Also, I'm going to update the driver for Chrome. So search for Selenium WebDriver.Chrome driver NuGet package. And I'm going to install the 7.3 version. Now once this is done, again restart your Visual Studio. Now I'm going to rebuild the entire project once again. Just do a right click, first clean the project and then build it. So as you can see here, we are getting almost 194 error and we are going to resolve the error one by one. So the first error is coming from the base class and it is for the test class attribute. So if I put a mouse over the test class attribute, it says that the test class attribute is present in both version 10 as well as in version 14. That means there are two DLL which is being referenced in our project but of different version. So as you can see here, the first version is 10 and it is coming from the namespace that is Microsoft Visual Studio quality tools unit test framework. So I'll just go to the references and look for that particular DLL, yeah, this one, and remove it. After that, again do a clean and build. So now there are 12 errors and it is saying for Phantom.js driver. So with the later version of Selenium, I think they have stopped the support for Phantom.js because both Firefox and Chrome started supporting the headless mode. So from my base class, I'm going to remove all the code which is referring the Phantom.js API. So this part as well as this part. Okay, so there is one more error and it says that, okay, so now the Firefox driver takes the argument of type Firefox option, not the Firefox profile. So if you look at this particular method, the return type of this method is a Firefox profile. So here to solve this problem, I'm going to create one more static method which will return us the instance of type Firefox option. So Firefox option get Firefox options. So inside this, first I will create the instance of Firefox option equal to new Firefox options. So actually the Firefox option class is used to provide the necessary configuration for your Firefox browser. Using this, you can set the profile, you can accept the unsecure certificate and so on. So Firefox option, I will first set the profile. So there is a property and let me rename this method to get Firefox profile. Okay, and I will use this method inside here. As we know that this method is going to return us of type Firefox profile and I'm going to use that to initialize this profile property. Similarly, the option for accepting the unsecure certificate, okay, yeah, accept insecure certificate, I'm going to set it to true and then return the instance. Now use this method over here. Okay, again clean the project and build it. Okay, so I need to remove this namespace also. Again build it. So as you can see here, there is no error, but we are getting some warning. Most of them are related to unused variable, but there is one more warning, that is scenario context. And if you look at the warning, it says that scenario context.current is obsolete. Please get the scenario context via context injection. And it has given a link where you can study more about the context injection. So what I'm going to do to avoid this warning, I'll follow these steps. First, I will create a private variable of type scenario context. Scenario context, let me call it as context. And after that, I'm going to create the constructor, and using the constructor, I will initialize this variable. And the argument to this constructor will be scenario context. So this dot context equal to context, or let me call it as some other name. and now use this variable over here. So if you look at the scenario context dot current, it is going to return us the type of scenario context itself, whereas in our case we have already declared the variable that is scenario context as type scenario context. So I can use this variable directly over here. So instead of using scenario context dot current, use the variable, and this will get rid of the warning. So as you can see here, there is an error, and yeah, so we need to make this as static because it is being used inside the static method. So again, build the project, and I think this will reduce the number of warning again. Okay, now we are down to 21 warning, and most of them are related to unused variable. Okay, so the next thing which we need to do is related to the feature file. So just open the property of your feature file, and in the custom tool just remove this, that is Specflow single file generator, and save it. You need to do this for all the feature file. After that, again do a clean build. Okay, now if you go to the Specflow documentation, it asks us that use this particular NuGet package which will force the MS build generation. So I'm going to install this NuGet package in our project. So again, manage NuGet packages, go to browse and search for this NuGet package and install it. After installing this package, again restart your Visual Studio. And restart the Visual Studio again. Wait for background task to complete. After that, just build your project again. So all the tests will come under the text explorer. Okay, so these are all your Specflow tests. Now just do a right click after opening the feature file and click on go to step definition. So this will take you to the corresponding step definition on any step. Okay. So let me open the Chrome browser and check for its version. So the Chrome version is 75. So that means I need to again update my Chrome driver version. So go to the manage NuGet package of your project, updates, and search for Chrome driver. Select this one and update to this version. So after the update, I'm going to run one of the test script. So let me run drag and drop. Just do a right click and select the option as run selected test. So it is done and the test is passed.